And I know that's counter argument because you're like, I'll never sell my gold and silver. But if you sell it and you own GLD, then they will give you money, which I know for most people would be the hardest thing to do is sell your gold and silver and buy paper. Now you might be thinking, I don't know what kind of business to start. Well, usually if whatever the industry you're in, copy the business you're in. I mean, you know all about it. Is there a solution in that you can fix? Maybe pick a part of that business that you can copy. And I've taught people probably about 30 years on how to start businesses at university, at high school, YouTube. I've taught people how to start businesses on Amazon, my own students, 14-year-olds that are making $10,000 a month, others that went off and created movement watches. Although Jake sold it for $100 million, he should have kept it. But I've owned multiple businesses on Amazon. I've owned multiple businesses off of Amazon. I've owned day spas. My goal is to start a new business every year. This year, I think I've started 5. But when explaining it to people, I like to keep it simple. Even a 14-year-old. The online stuff was easy. They're like, okay, I click here, I click there. You get a little older, I'm like, okay, here's the stock market. Click there, click there. But keeping it simple, start a window washing business. Hire people to wash the windows, but not at first. So you got to do it. You need to do the hustle. And I watched a guy just recently when I was in Texas do this. He started with one house. His goal was one a day, and he was charging $500 per house. Then, he's so good, such a demand, he started doing 2 houses a day. And then he hired an employee. And if you do the math, $1,000 a day, and there's 365 days a year, he made $365,000 a year washing windows. And then, because of inflation, you got to raise your prices, right? Instead of $500, you do it for $600. Now you're making $438,000 a year, which that's nothing to shake a stick at. And then, okay, because you're doing your town, you expand to the next county. And by doing that, you're now making $650,000 a year. And you can go to the bank and say, hey, look at all this profit. How about you give me a loan, okay? And we can defer that tax. How about give me $200,000? What are you going to do with that $200,000?